welcome to Conversations with Bola. My name is Bola Obileye, and today I've got with me a very special guest. It's Olori Aderonke Ademiluyi Ogunwusi, wife of the Imperial Majesty, the Ooni of Ile-Ife Kingdom. My goodness, thank you so much, Queen Ronke, for being here.
Thank you. It's an honor, actually. It's long overdue.
Absolutely.
To have me on Conversations with Bola. So thank you for the privilege.
Well, you know how much I've always wanted to have you here. And people that know me probably know how much I adore you and how long I've known you. I've known you for over 10
And
years.
I adore you too.
Oh, thank you so much. I've wanted you on this show, but you know how it is. When you know someone, sometimes you just feel like, yeah, we'll get to it. But thank you for agreeing to do this.
Thank you for doing everything you do. I always watch Conversations with Bola.
Yeah.
I remember when I watch it, I call you and I'm like, Bola, when is it going to be my turn? Well, we've planned a couple of times, but it didn't work out. But God's time is the best.
I think we're in the perfect place as well, because we're on the backdrop of Adire Lagos. And Adire Lagos has been going for many years, just like Africa Fashion Week London that you set up. In fact, Africa Fashion Week London is now in the 16th year.
It's a teenager.
Oh my goodness. That is just incredible. I mean, one of the things I always want people to know about you is how much you love fashion, how much you've given to African fashion, and what culture and heritage means to you. So I remember when I heard that you had become the wife of His Royal Majesty, I was not surprised at all, because I was like, it's in her. She is the granddaughter of the former king,
The 48th
Ooni of Ife.
Married to the 51st Ooni of Ife.
Amazing. So Ile-Ife has been in your blood, is your blood and your DNA. Tell me, what does it mean to you, first of all, to be a queen?
I think it's an honor, because growing up with a royal lineage myself, so my great-grandfather, Ooni Ademiluyi, he was the 48th Ooni of Ife. He was the Ooni who unveiled the Oriolokun to the world. So for me, it's a thing of pride. It's something that I don't take for granted. It's something I don't, take lightly. I ensure that I protect my heritage. I ensure that I preserve it. I ensure that I showcase it. And I have been showcasing my heritage before I became the queen, through fashion. Because when our fashion designers come on the stage, they don't just come to showcase fashion. They come with storytelling. They come with their heritage, their identity. They come and talk about or showcase who they are. So I've been doing that for years. So when I got married to His Majesty, it was just like parts of the puzzle, coming together.
Shedding more light on something that you had been doing.
Exactly. And I've also been given that platform to do more.
So I want to talk about Africa Fashion Week London, which is how I got to meet you. And when Africa Fashion Week London started many years ago, I joined as a designer.
Yes, you did at Truman Brewery then.
Amazing.
In 2013.
It's incredible. If you had a baby then, the child would be roughly getting into university now. And I look at the other things you do. I remember when you did the play as well.
Queen Moremi, produced by Bola and Austin Peters. Yes.
So all the while you've been involved in culture, in programs prior to you becoming a queen. What was it inside of you that always steered you towards culture? What was it that you saw or that you knew before a lot of us knew that this was your calling?
Our culture is our identity, and we must be proud of it. Growing up, our culture has always been embedded in me one way or the other through my royal lineage, my father's side, and then my mom's side as well. I remember when we were growing up, my mom, she was intentional. She took us, when it was time to go to secondary school, she made sure that we went to secondary school where I went to secondary school in Akure, my brothers as well. So she took us to her hometown. She could have allowed us to stay in Lagos, or she could have taken us to London. But she was intentional about it because she wanted us to learn where she was from. She wanted us to understand the language, the Akure dialect, which, I can do my Oriki in Akure. Èmi lọmọ ọlọ́jà Òṣòdì Ànáyè, èmi lọmọ ọlọ́jà Òṣòdì Ànákòrò, èmi lọmọ ọlọ́jà méjì kan ná lọ́rìjọ, àná láàárọ̀, àná lálẹ́. With the Yoruba people, we have our Orikis. You're from Abeokuta, right?
Yes.
So the Abeokuta is the Egba Lishabi, the Egba Oriki. We saw the Lishabi festival, we've seen the Ojude Oba festival. So it's a thing of pride, It makes us so proud to want to be a Nigerian, proud to want to be an African. And I think from a very young age, from a very tender age, I've been proud of my culture.
That's amazing, because I know you're like British trained. You are a lawyer. A lot of people don't know that. And sometimes when we get the Western exposure, we lose the essence of our culture, which you have deliberately kept and keep going on with. So well done on that.
Thank you.
Well, when you got involved with Adire Lagos and you running Adire Odua, you already had different outfits, that you're already juggling, plus the life in the palace. Because it does get busy in the palace. There's so many activities,
so many festivals, so many visitors.
I remember us having one big event. I was sleeping, trying to recover. And then I saw that you were at another event. How do you do it? How do you juggle this palace life, business life? How do you make it happen?
How do I
Superwoman.
Am I a superwoman? I don't think I'm a superwoman. It's just, I think first it's the grace. And then also, doing what you want. Because when you do what you want, when you're passionate about what you do, it comes so easy. I think I'm so passionate about putting cultural events together that it comes with so much ease. For instance, this year, I still have the Drum Festival.
Wow.
There's the Olojo Festival coming up. There's the Moremi 80 Festival. I have Africa Fashion Week London. There's Africa Fashion Week Nigeria as well. And they're all big, they're all massive events that I'm involved in. So I think when you're passionate about what you do, it comes with so much ease. And then, like I said, there's the grace. And then also my husband, I've got to thank him. He allows me to do whatever I want to do, and he supports it. He supports all of my initiatives. He's the ambassador plenipotentiary of Africa Fashion Week London and Nigeria, and he's my number one cheerleader.
Absolutely. Kabiyesi is amazing. I think one of the things that maybe I shouldn't talk about, but I do, is I love how he looks at you. He just has a way of looking at you like, yeah, that's my girl. How does it make you feel when you have those intimate moments shared openly, but not openly, if you know what I mean? Because some of us can read through the lines when he's looking at you. How does that make you feel when you share something special, or maybe something that you've spoken about, and how he openly supports all your initiatives?
So I actually met him through Africa Fashion Week Nigeria.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that. So when I brought it back to Nigeria, we were seeking for partners and sponsors and those who could invest in it. Then I went to him, I gave him my proposal, and then he liked it, and then we became friends. So for us, it's the friendship that keeps the relationship going. Where he's my gist partner, there's hardly anything in this world that I can't tell him or that he doesn't know about. So I think it's that friendship, that's kept us and still keeps us. Yeah, we're going to be gist partners like that for the next God willing, 50 years.
Amazing, amazing. I think this is the point where I ask you, if you had a tip for someone getting married or someone choosing a life partner, what would it be? What would be that one tip that you're sharing with us?
I think it would be, it's easier said than done, but I think it would be marry your friend. Someone who, even when, because all marriages have their challenges, but that friendship, when you think of that friendship, then it gives you unconditional love for that person, and you think, oh, Fo, you're my friend. At the end of the day, you're still my friend. And I'm sure we've had that as well. Sometimes, during Africa Fashion Week, I'm like, Paula, where are you? I haven't seen you for weeks. And I'm thinking, okay, she's my friend. I know my friend. And there's this saying in Yoruba that says, "Mo wa funi wa,
Yes.
o lo refing," where once you know the habits of your friend, the likes and what they like, what they don't like, then of course it keeps the relationship going. And also you have to nurture, you have to nurture you, just like friendship, you have to keep on nurturing it. You have to keep on reinventing as well. You have to keep on adding spice to it. You don't just leave it and say, okay, fine, I'm married now. What else? No, you have to always keep on, just like we're friends, but how we go out, we call each other, or should we go out for lunch? Should we go out for dinner?
Yes,
should we go watch a movie?
Deliberate.
So it's being intentional and deliberate. It is, yes.
So, being the wife of His Royal Majesty, there are lots of eyes on you. I know that sometimes when we even just go out and just have a meal and I post it, everybody seems to have an opinion. Everybody wants to have a bit of you. And when we're together, people show so much love. They want pictures with you. How do you balance that love they show one-to-one with some of the spicy things that people might say when they're not, with you? How do you, balance the whole life?
There are two sides to a coin. Life has a balance. There's a good side, there's a bad side, there's the ups, there's the downs. So you can't expect.
To be fair, I think people really love you. I hardly see any negative comments about you.
But even if there are, I take it in my stride, and people have a right to their opinion. They have people that don't know you, that see you from afar. They have a right to make an opinion. As long as you don't let it get to you, because at the end of the day, if you're enjoying the positive ones, when there are a few negative ones, you have to know how to balance as well and not get too carried away about it. That's people's opinion. They don't know you, so they have a right to make an opinion about you. But you as a human being, or you as a person, especially when you're in the public life or the public life, you shouldn't let it affect you. You should just take it, okay, fine, if that's how you feel. Well, that's what's kept me. But even I remember also when I was starting Africa Fashion Week then, there were so many people who told me that, Africa Fashion Week London would not see the light of the day because they didn't understand African fashion then. No one wanted to support it. No one believed in it, If it was someone else, they would have said, what, that's it. I'm not interested. I don't want to do this anymore. Because I had so many doors slammed in my face with so many no's. People saying, no, African fashion. What is African fashion? It's your traditional regalia. Who wants to wear that, especially in the West? So, but I said, no, I'm still going to do it. And even if it doesn't work, then I'll do something else. So it's, if at first, when you don't succeed, what do? You pick yourself up and you try again. Rihanna, is it Rihanna?
Love it. Love it.
Whose song? I know it's a song. I don't know if it's, I don't know who it is.
It's just a general statement. Yeah.
If at first you don't succeed, you pick yourself up and you keep on trying.
Pick yourself up and try again. Yeah. TLC, right?
Is it TLC?
I think so. Try again.
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah. Are you serious?
Aaliyah. That was a long time
my
ago.
goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember, because I grew up with that song. Aaliyah was in our days, Yeah,
in our days, my goodness.
Yeah, Aaliyah was our days. So if at first you don't succeed, you pick yourself up and you try again and you keep on trying, because the world would only know you for that success. They wouldn't know you for how many failures, It's that successful thing that you have done that the world will remember you for. And to me, legacy is really important.
Absolutely. I definitely believe that. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about being a Lagos, London babe, and now living and thriving in Ile-Ife. Was it a hard change? I know Adire Odua is also based in Ife, so you've got a hub where you're teaching people how to make Adire, how to be a part of our story. And I remember you even, basically teaching people about the history of Adire. I have to say I respect that a lot because as an educator myself, I love people understanding the stories around things. So you're here at Adire Lagos because Adire Odua is here. We also Adire Odua being born and how it's thriving and how people are taking to culture. What is it about you that can see things before people see it and you know that this is going to catch on and it catches on? What is it? What is it that you think you have the Midas touch? Teach us mere mortals.
I don't think I have the Midas touch. I think I'm just a risk taker. I like taking risks. Wherever I go, whenever I see an opportunity, to promote my culture, promote my heritage, which is what I did with Africa Fashion Week London. And it thrived. It's still thriving. It's 16 years now. Africa Fashion Week Nigeria. I remember when I brought it back to Nigeria in 2013, I saw an opportunity again for young, Nigerian and African designers who couldn't afford, the logistics of traveling to the UK. Then I set up Africa Fashion Week Nigeria, and it thrived for 13 years. And then after COVID, we moved back to, I got stuck in London for about 9 months, had COVID.
Wow.
Got stuck in London. Yeah, my daughter looked after me.
Yes, she's amazing.
Thank you. Got back to Nigeria and then went straight to Ile-Ife. And then I saw that there were so many women who had lost their livelihoods, because of COVID. So many women, who had lost their sustainable living, their incomes because of COVID. And I spoke to my husband about it. And he said, okay, go think of what we want to do, how we can support, these women to enable them to become sustainable brands. I said, okay. While I was in London, I did some research about Adire. And he was like, what do you know about Adire? I said, well, I've done some research about it. And what I would like to do is establish a hub in Ife, get educators who can teach women, how to make Adire. And then after teaching them, giving them some startup funds to go and start their own Adire businesses. And we have been doing that since 2021. So I can say that Adire Odua Hub started as a COVID bounce back facility, to support women in Ile-Ife and Osun State, to enable them to become financially sustainable, but at the same time promoting our heritage fabric.
Wow.
So using our culture and our heritage as a means of a sustainable income.
If I was going to describe you, Pinoroke, I would describe you as a cultural advocate, a cultural ambassador, a culture keeper,
gatekeeper of culture.
Gatekeeper, and a promoter and someone that just completely embodies everything about being Yoruba, being African, and actually living it out loud. How do you describe yourself?
I think you've described me. There's nothing else to say. But most importantly for me is, the legacy, being able to leave that legacy. And that is why I work with so many young people. I mentor them, I carry them along, Here at Adire Lagos, I have about 4 or 5 young people that I've brought from Ile-Ife. When I'm in London as well, I make sure I work with young people because they are the next generation. They are the ones who can keep this going. In about 10, 15, 20 years' time, when Africa Fashion Week is, Africa Fashion Week will be about, 30 years old?
Wow.
Yes. I have to pass it on to them, I have to pass that mantle of leadership, over to them.
To wrap this up, I think it's been an incredible time with Olori Aderonke Ademiluyi Ogunwusi of Ile-Ife Kingdom. Thank you once again for being here. I truly appreciate my relationship with you.
Yes.
I hope that one day we get to talk about how we met.
Yes.
And how we've managed to keep this relationship
How we
going.
sustained it.
I know, right?
We sustained it as
We
well.
have sustained it.
We didn't just leave it by chance to grow. We sustained the
Absolutely.
relationship. At least we touch base like 2-3 times every week.
Well, now the whole world knows why I am so proud of this woman and why I always brag about her. Truly a gem and a gift to Africa and the Yoruba people. And like my father said, I always think about my connection with you as my touch point with Onwenite. So before we wrap this up, I'm going to ask Pinroke to leave us a word and advice in our language, in our Yoruba gongo. Olori Aderonke Ejo, Emma finish up meeting ní lẹ́ni ní Àdìrẹ Lagos pẹ̀lú Yorùbá kan àbí méjì àbí whatever.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni o, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò wá lórí amóhùnmáwòrán Yorùbá.
So close.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká gbogbo àṣà wa, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbé lárugẹ, ẹ dẹ̀ jẹ́ ká fi àwọn àṣà wa lé àwọn ọmọ wa lọ́wọ́. Kò sí nǹkan tó burú tí àwọn ọmọ wa tó bá ń sọ èdè wa ní ibikíbi tá a bá, kò bá jẹ́ Yorùbá, kò bá jẹ́ Hausa, kò bá jẹ́ Igbo, ẹ jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ wa, ẹ jẹ́ kó máa sọ èdè wa. Torí ìgbà míì ẹ máa fẹ́ sọ nǹkan kan fún àwọn ọmọ tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ kí ẹlòmíì tí ò gbọ́ kó gbọ́. So ó ṣe pàtàkì o, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbé àṣà àti ìṣe wa ní àrùkẹ́. Ẹ ṣé gan ni o.
Thank you so much, Pinroke. It's such a pleasure. Olori Aderonke Ademiluyi Ogunwusi, wife of His Imperial Majesty, the Ooni of Ile-Ife Kingdom. We first saw it here on Conversations with Bola. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Watching.
And a big shout out to Lash Interior
Yes.
Design.
Lash Interior, come
Lash
in.
Interior. Thank you
So the furniture you see here.
the beautiful Adire furniture we're sitting on.
Well, my
Yes.
got revealed, but
Yes.
yes, this is
By
the
Lash
amazing thing.
Interior. Yes. Thank you.
So we're going to show you a bit of their works as well.
Thank you.
Really beautiful pieces that are made here in Nigeria. His
Yeah.
raising table, absolutely stunning. And you can bring your own fabrics. Well, we're going to show you a little bit more, but thank you for letting us your gorgeous.
And showing us that Adire is beyond fashion. It's a lifestyle. Yes. And you've shown us that it's a lifestyle.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Ciao,
you.
ciao.
Keep watching Conversations with Bola.
You heard it from the Queen herself.